Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Games Lost to the Ages. I'm Blitz, your host from MaddnessScene. As always, it's good to have you with us. We're playing Super Conflict. I said in an earlier video that after some of the lower number scenarios, I was just going to skip to the end. Well, there's one in particular that I want to do before I do that, and it's this mission, Scenario 40, Island Hop. This has always been a favorite of mine. Not sure why. It just is. So I'm going to do it. It's also a multiplayer scenario and might be one of the ones that I'm going to be playing. But regardless, we're going to be doing this on single player. Okay. So this is kind of the situation. Blue's kind of concentrated here. Red's a little more spread out. But these guys are in a little bit of trouble right here. And this is the land factory too. And considering that they have their airport there and their carrier there, it's a high likelihood that we're probably going to lose that factory actually. It's going to be tough to put pressure on their flag tank over here. I mean, we can take these Abrams over and just go after them like that. I suppose that's always an option. We're probably going to clear out this first. It's an interesting scenario. To make things, so this these scenarios now have a flagship, which is an alternate objective from the enemy flag tank. So you can either take out the flag tank, or you can take out the flagship. Just because every other scenario pretty much had flag tank destroying everything. I'm actually going to try and destroy their flagship just to do something different in this scenario. So I'll kind of show how you can go about doing that. Alright, so enough talking, more doing. So over here we're just going to kind of hold out. This is the air factory. See what we can do. Their tanks are going to kind of come after us right away. There's honestly not a whole lot we can do here. They do have Parrots E-80s and an anti-air unit. I'm probably just going to give up those cities. I'll just leave these units as they are. On this front, though, we're definitely going to want to take these bases. Let's get ahead and get better positioning there. Gonna move up the carrier. Again, no attack on first turn. For blue, that's my house rule. It makes the game a little more competitive, if you ask me. This helicopter, though, is not going to really benefit from that rule. Also, the fact that I'm making it so that you can't just fly it. Normally, I would just say, like, oh, well, the game allows you to go any distance to rebase a helicopter, so logically I'd move it over there, but I'm not going to do that. Again, house rules make the game more competitive. That's what I like to have. So they probably will shoot that down, but that might give me a chance to use that Chaparral to shoot down one of theirs. Submarine. Okay, so the submarine's going to be useful in this scenario to kind of harass their ships as I try to get to their flagship. We're just going to go straight ahead here. Get our battleship right behind it. And then we're going to get our carrier in a good position. Use the destroyer to screen the carrier. Cruiser as well. And flagship, we'll just kind of move over here too. Alright, this should be it. Probably a helicopter building at Air Factory. Although, since I am going after the flagship... Huh, that's interesting. Wouldn't let me build a unit. It might be because There is actually technically a unit cap. There's only so many units you can have on the map at some point, and then it'll just say, like, you can't make any more. So either that was a glitch or not at the unit cap. I can't remember. It's probably the unit cap. If I would have realized that he was going to do that, I would have hung my battleship back for a turn. Attack their tank. Oh well. Yeah, that was kind of to be expected here. See if it takes one or two units to destroy it. Two. Alright, that's good. My Sam should be able to shoot down one of their floggers. Again, anytime you can further your chances of establishing air superiority, you gotta go for it. Oh, but they get to build a unit, though. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. Couple things here. One, these Foxbats gotta go. Two, I need to deal with their battleship before I can get to their flagship, which is the ultimate goal. And yeah, see. In theory, I could take out their troops here and then actually destroy their air factory, but they would just end up attacking this anyway with the air unit, so I would consider that more seriously if this were the multiplayer version of this scenario. We'll just go ahead and take this city back. Can't go wrong with that. Alright, down here. There's still not a whole lot I can do here. What I can do is try to get over here, maybe. That T-80's coming for these guys. I'll just sit them on the airfield for now. Okay. Over here. Just go ahead and get rid of a flogger. Okay, so that's one of their fighters down. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. I should be able to destroy him because I'm the attacker here, but stranger things have happened in this game. They'll also slow down their T-80 a little bit. And I'll just go ahead and occupy that city. Okay, the main event here. Again, I gotta be careful. I need to keep the cruiser alive at least to get another. Well, actually, no. I can get rid of the 2 Foxbats and they'll serve his purpose. Destroyer's not really a threat. I do want to get rid of the cruiser this turn, though. So we're going to get rid of the cruiser first. So as you can see, the damage is quite substantial with the battleship, as it should be. I think the destroyer will have enough firepower. I'm gonna be upset if it doesn't. I think this should be enough, but watch it have like 1 hit point left. Alright, good. Takes care of that. Alright. Cruiser. Okay, we'll scramble a Tomcat to finish off that Foxbat then. Okay, so we kind of want to block their battleship from getting to my aircraft carrier. That would be ideal. So we have to think about how we're positioning our units here, because any unit blocks any other unit in this game. You know, you would think like, oh well, fighter jets don't really pose a threat to battleships, and battleships are in the sea, fighters in the air, so you can just sail under it, right? No, it's not that simple. This game would be a lot harder if it was that way. But as it stands, this fighter is blocking this battleship's path to my carrier. So if I keep my submarine in place, and then with the fighters, he can't get to my carrier this turn. And I want to keep it that way. Now what I can do is I can just move the submarine, say, to attack their destroyer, do damage to that, perhaps even destroy the destroyer this turn. Actually, we can probably do that. We'll move it right there. Okay, yeah. It's nearly gone now. Moving to Tomcat, finish off their other fighter. Okay, with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and use our intruder to destroy their destroyer. So as you can see, air power, even in a naval battle, air power is gonna win the day, which makes sense, of course. They don't, without their cruiser, they don't have any air defense. Also, the fact that I shot down 3 out of their 4 fighter jets this turn, and the only surviving one is hopelessly far away right now. So we're gonna get after their battleship with the Thunderbolt, which is gonna do some decent damage here. Of course, we'll deploy the last of our jets, and we'll shoot down a helicopter. Okay. I'll just leave my flagship where it is. Same story with the flag tank. So we're just going to try and hold off here. Now I get them build units. Yeah, so I was probably just at the camp. Trooper, Cobra. Those would be very useful. So this is a rare build, but since I'm going after the flagship, I'm actually going to get a submarine. Usually, it's not worth building ships unless you know you're going after the flagship, because they take 3 turns to make. And like the submarines get really high defense, its firepower is decent at best though. The submarine's kind of the unit in this game that's kind of just used to harass the enemy ships. It's got, you know, the 6 spaces movement, and the fact that it has a ton of defense means that you have to keep an eye on where it is. And it can threaten you a little bit. So you definitely have to respect it. That is a certainty. Alright, so this fool doesn't even care about our flagship. That's kind of pathetic. Alright, good. We hit him back. That's really good. He hit us pretty hard, though. There's actually some decent positioning of their units there. Although, it's not good enough. Well, let's see what this battle yields for me. We're going to continue slugging it out here. Got him. Alright. We're gonna to think if I need repairs for the battleship. Probably not. We're gonna go full steam ahead. Okay, that takes care of that. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to use my carrier as a airfield this turn. Their flogger's over there. I'm gonna shoot it down. We get sort of all their fighters now. Okay, so I can probably just attack their flagship this turn, but I gotta make sure I have enough fuel to get to my aircraft carrier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so I should be fine then. Oh, that's right. The damage to the flagships is capped. So it's just like... Alright, so it's just like the flag tanks then. The damage is capped. That's just how they wanted the game to be. If I would have known that, I would have definitely gone after this SA-13. I'm definitely going after that still. That's a really big objective to get rid of. Get rid of their air defense capabilities. Go ahead and return all of these to the airfield. And I'm going to move this commando. Actually, move there but not battle though. trying to clean out as many of their units as I can. That's actually some pretty good damage. Okay, I don't think I landed any air units there now. Okay. Continue slugging it out with this guy. No move to be made there. And that's that. Alright. The sand did its job, so this doesn't matter too much. Pick the worst possible position to make that attack. Oh, that's too bad. I might be able to take him down. We'll see. No, not yet. Okay, now move and land. There we go. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Use that as a airfield this turn. Also gonna go ahead and give it a few fighters too. Actually, probably all of them. Because those fighters aren't doing me much good over here anymore. Or actually, they're about to get a bomber on there, so let's just see. Good, good. Just make a small airbase swap right here. This might take a while. It's kind of like attacking the flag tank a little bit. Yeah, even the submarine can at least do marginal amount of damage. As far as destroyer, I don't know. That it doesn't look like it, but the flagship actually does decent damage back to ships. It's just that the battleships and submarines have high defense. But as you can see, it just did like 11 points. What the flagship is actually useful for is as an secondary anti-air unit. Clearly the cruiser is your main anti-air unit in the ocean, but the flagship has a decent rating against air. The city's in a better position to resupply my ships if I need to. Other than that, that's it for this turn. And I don't get my unit till next turn, so we're done. That's a lot of notifications. Okay, so they didn't move their flagship, so we're gonna end it this turn. So real quick, as you can see, going after the flagship is sometimes, based on the scenario, a better option. Of course, what we could have done was kind of ignore this front, use air units to destroy their units, and send these two Abrams this way, send that one that way. They never destroyed the land factory, so I could have pumped out land units, and we probably could have used like 4 Abrams tanks to destroy their flag tank. But if your opponent is smarter, sometimes it is better to go after the flagship. It just all depends on the scenario. Most scenarios in this game don't have flagships, though, because they're not introduced to the last section of the game. And there you go. Alright, so it might have been a little bit of a lengthy episode. That's part of the reason why I'm not going to be doing too many of the scenarios in this section. 2 reasons. 1, they're lengthy, and I know your time is precious. And 2, they tend to get a bit one-sided. Unfortunately, the way the scenarios are designed very nicely. This game has some really potentially challenging scenarios, but it's always undermined by the computer's lack of intelligence, which is too bad. You know, I always think, man, if the computer was even decent at this game, this would be a hard game, but what are you gonna do, right? Anyway, thank you for watching, as always. Take care, and we'll see you in another episode.